Hey,
Hey, I thought I don't know why my computer's acting slow. Maybe because I'm in the bedroom. But I tried to play my vloggerine intro, and I press, and then whatever. Anyway, how you
Lord,
doing?
I'm good. I'm just trying to hang in there, child.
Shall hang in
Watching
there.
my shows. You like my
I
background?
do. I need to create one back here instead of
Right.
having
It's
it
not
slow. I
saying.
feel like I feel like
Mm.
2011 Kid Fury.
No, I
Shit.
mean look. It's these dang panels is not what it's cracked up to be. I had to get some command strips, and I still making it because it's still little creases and stuff. I'm about just getting a drop, but yeah.
Listen, do it. Do it like in that movie with Terrence Howard where they had the egg curtains.
Oh, the
Um,
egg.
what was that movie?
Ah,
You know, what's hard out here for a pit? What was the name of that movie again?
oh, I
Something about
forgot.
hustle and flow,
Yeah, hustle and flow. There
hustle
we
and
go.
flow. But
Hmm.
anyway, welcome. This is Music Maker Mondays. This is me D, and this is my co-host, the Darren Green Show. How you doing today, Darren?
I'm doing wonderful.
Wonderful. That's great. I am doing wonderful as well, but I'm tired. I had a busy weekend and I am tired right now.
Mm.
But today, huh?
No, I'm saying, yeah, it's definitely tiring. Like, what I'm tired
Ugh,
too.
definitely.
It's tired of these damn artists. Let me say. Yeah.
This part, and this is okay. This we can segue right into it. So we basically going to talk about the state of music today, and the state of how music was in, let's say, like the 70s, 80s, 90s, and even the 2000s.
Hmm.
Since we still dealing with like a lot of these artists fighting for no damn reason, mostly the women, they're making it so public. Back then, I'll be honest, you you knew that Aretha Franklin and Patti LaBelle did not agree with one
Yeah,
another,
they ain't like each other.
but it wasn't public. Like I mean, after the years, they made it public, but at the same time, they was very respectful of each other.
Mm.
They couldn't stand each other, but especially on Aretha's part.
Yeah,
But now it's like,
honest.
huh?
I said honestly, like it's. I don't know what's going on with these people.
I don't
I,
understand what's going on.
Child, I don't know if it's making. I don't see how
I
this is
don't know.
translating into money. You get what I'm saying? Because it'd be one thing if this is some reality TV show where okay, drama is the main point. Y'all
Hmm.
out here making music and y'all just sitting here going back and forth. And I think on both sides. I think on both sides, if we want to get into who is to blame for all this, because I think it's not one circular person, but I think that it's many. Um, what's the point? Put it in a song. Monetize those.
Exactly. Beyonce did it.
Okay.
Beyonce definitely did it. She was in heated. She was talking about all of these people, and I think back then they did it too. They dealt with something. Why did I put that up? They dealt with something.
Hmm.
And by the way, if you guys have not checked out that interview with Prada, me and Darren did last week, go check that out after this.
He
That
probably
was
talking
amazing.
about us. Let me say.
Huh?
I say he probably talking about us as well as picture showed up.
Right, bloop, right in our faces.
Hmm.
But I don't know, it's unnecessary instead of focusing on your talent. And the funny thing is, I think back then, if you listen to like those celebrities, that even the ones in like the third, those artists like in the 30s and 40s, they was they were into their craft and they were trying to make it so hard. But and back then it was racism, it was sexism,
Mm.
but they worked hard for their money or lack thereof. They lived their craft. Nowadays, I don't know what's going on with these artists. They get money like this, and half of them, a lot of them are to me are not the artists that I want to listen to.
Yeah, I think music has changed, and now it's become this. It's always been changing in this direction, but it's always become this popcorn type. We got to get the music out, we get the content out. Like it's a
Mm-hmm.
must. It's got to appeal to TikTok or whatever new trend is going on, and that's where the
Mm-hmm.
music lacks. Like music back in the day was it. Hmm. I mean, it's kind of what Beyonce's doing now. You get what I'm saying? Like she's
Mm-hmm.
completely doing something completely different and it's working in her own way. Like
Mm-hmm.
people are picking something that works and playing it safe.
Yeah, it's just for is are you a musician or are you
Yeah.
just doing this for money? And like
Right.
you say, you know what, the state of music right now too, there's a lot of good. Beyonce's doing well.
Hmm.
There's a lot of like a couple of weeks ago I went to
But
Afro
do you
Punk.
consider her music now? Like, do you, I mean, she's always been around. She's an old artist.
In
She's
a
been
way,
around.
she's able to evolve.
Okay.
Cause I feel like even like an artist like Michael Jackson, he could probably still sort of made if he was still alive, he probably would have been around by now.
I don't know them last couple things. I mean, I heard about
That
his. I
last
mean,
album wasn't he? I don't think he was
was it the
alive
one?
back then.
With the one where he was? Oh, well,
I
Escape was
think they
kind of.
just released music that he didn't even really
Yeah,
care for.
his estate released it. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, but we don't know. We don't, really don't know. But what if? Because again, Beyonce has learned from the artists back then, like Adonna Summer, Aretha Franklin, Michael Jackson, a
Mhm.
Janet, a Missy Elliott. She has learned from those artists, Nina Simone, and it has done great for her. She's been around since, let's say, the late night. Well, she has been around since the late '90s to now. Mama has survived like 4 decades, if you almost 4 decades.
Mhm.
Came out in the
Yeah.
late '90s,
Yeah.
2000s, 2010s. We're now in the 200 the 2020s, and Mama is still making an impact.
Still
Mama is
making.
still
Yeah.
evolving.
And people are that album is, and it works because it's so different. And I think
Mm-hmm.
when you do stuff like that, like when you make music just for the trend, you know,
That
it
TikTok
becomes like this
music.
big moment. It becomes this big moment, but then it falls short. And that's where I'm like, a lot of these artists are not giving it. It's not like I've never been in my life. I've never been bored with music in my 25
I
years
I have
of living.
listen. So many artists that and even the radio is dead. Back then when I was growing up like in the 2000s and when I was like a teenager, music, I used to have my radio on every single hour. Like I never turned that off. They had music playing, like
Mhm.
amazing music. Now I don't know what they're doing. A lot of the songs that people are making trend is through social media. And I have a question. Do you think um that's a good marketing strategy to have your music on like the TikToks and the IGs and the Snapchats and the YouTube? Because we don't even have MTV like that anymore.
To have music videos on YouTube anymore? Do you think
Yeah, they
that's a
no, we have videos on YouTube, but like on MTV, how MTV used to like early in the morning to like the afternoon used to have a slew of music
yeah.
videos playing.
Yeah, that's it's not it's that doesn't happen anymore. I mean, that's
Mm-mm.
over. That ended towards the end of the 2010s era, which is my favorite era. Even though that was the
Mhm.
era I kind of was a teenager, I feel like 2010 music just it was like when we say like people gave their all.
Mhm.
Okay, and I'm not trying to shit on the other generations before, but like 2010s it really worked. But now when we're getting into 2020, everything's a machine. Everything is
It
just like
is.
packaged, and it's just like I don't know. It would it take MTV if MTV brought that back where they like showcase music videos and stuff like that. But see, people not watching TV. That's
I
the
was just about to say that it's now the age of social media and internet where people are not really watching TV like that. And if they are, it's reality TV. It's not no scripted
hold on
shows
real
like
quick.
that anymore.
Hold
Huh?
on.
Okay.
Go ahead.
It's not like any scripted shows or anything going on right now. It's just reality TV, or if people are not watching TV, they're on watching YouTube or somebody doing a live or on Bigo. A lot of the things have shifted, but I will say that a lot of musicians, especially musicians that are indie musicians out right now, they're doing great to me. But that's because they're doing kind of the same what Beyonce is doing. She's following the old time rhetoric.
Mm-hmm.
She's doing what the Donna Summers did, what the Dionne Warwicks did. Well, maybe not Dionne Warwick, the Princes did, and all those artists before us. Now, like you said, and we gonna get into female rap for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I just want to say this little tea, no, but a little shade. Uh,
mm,
she's doing with Bruno Mars. Thinks he's doing. Go ahead.
I'll be honest, I'm not a big fan of Bruno Mars.
That's what I'm saying. She's doing like it's very much karaoke.
He's R&B light. He's a, you know what? I'm gonna just say it.
If you're gonna play with the old sound, do it new.
Do it correctly. But he's appealing to white people. He's not a Chris Brown. He's not a Trey Songz. He's not an August Alsina. And I know some of them have a lot of stuff that they're dealing with, but they're actually great artists. They actually have a great sound.
Yeah.
And even back then with Justin, he had a great sound, but he was safe for white people. Even though he was safe for white people, he did it. Justin did it right until he did what he did to to Janet.
Oh, Timberlake. I'm thinking you talk about Bieber. I'm like, oh well, Bieber.
Oh hell no! Oh no! Oh no, ma'am! Oh no, ma'am! I'm good. Does he even make music still?
He's living for the Lord. He's living for the Lord.
Let him live for the Lord, and I'm not even mad at it. As a person that knows the Lord themselves. Whatever. I just don't want to see you in mess. But a lot of stuff out right now, everything is focusing on social media and what sounds good or what's going to make money. Because a lot of these artists that come out, they be like, oh, they got an album. I'm like, I don't know who this is. Who is this?
No, I don't know who this is.
I don't know. It's like, am I at that age where I don't know what's trending anymore?
Might be. Let me say.
You call me.
Well, no. No, my bad. No, because there is time. Like, I'm like, oh my goodness, you hear this new song? I'm just like, what new song? I'm listening to songs that was made 5 years ago. Like,
right, or like the music that's out right now. I'll be honest, it's all indie music. It's all music and artists that I think that are great, but they don't get the push that they deserve.
I think because the market is also oversaturated. We have a lot of artists now because it's so easy. I mean, posting a song on Apple Music is like posting a video on YouTube. Like, it's so easy. It's oversaturated. And one thing, and I don't want to sound away, but one thing my sound teacher told me when I was in school, now that podcasting is such a thing where everybody can do it, it's hard to channel through the mess. It's a lot of garbage out there, and it's hard to find some good music. And then there's some good music that you'll never hear. Like, there's songs that I probably love now that I will never hear because it's like we have these things called DSPs and playlisting and all this stuff to algorithms trying to tell me, oh, you need them to this. And then you're just, I love Apple Music. I personally use Apple Music. I don't, some people get into Spotify, some people get into other words. But it has a lot of
type of guy. I'm a Spotify type of guy.
Spotify is cool because they have radios. Like, you can surf through music.
And
but see,
they take notice of what you listen to, and they'll make a daily playlist. But my playlist is stuff that's out now, but it's not stuff that's being played on the radio. It's like,
see, Apple Music, they like, look, type in that search bar, whatever you want. We'll give you playlists on the little playlist side. You go out over there. They'll give us some suggestions. Like, I mean, and that's maybe I need to get on the Spotify hype. Because I'm on Station Head and I'm trying to like get into the whole like listen to a lot of music to see what's in to play music. It's like this online radio thing. But yeah, I mean, unless you're like physically going out and searching, like, you're not gonna find the music. And it's probably real music that's out now.
There is. That's what I'm saying. It's like, it's a good and a bad thing. But the funny thing is, a lot of the music that I listen to, nobody, like a Lucky Day, nobody plays them on the radio. He probably got one song that was played on the radio. But this man is actually a really interesting R&B artist. He gives me very much 80s, very much 90s R&B, very much soul, like a music soul child, like a Babyface. And I live for that music. But he's not being played. And this is I'm gonna talk about, some of these songs I do like, and that's no disrespect to them. Make Your Money, but that song IFRBE, but I like the song now. But what are you talking about? What are you singing about?
She is like Ice Spice to me. Like, the other one that thing is a month. Like, it's music that is good for right now, but it's like I can tell that these artists are not versatile.
They not
Like
gonna they not gonna
they going
survive.
they one trick ponies, and I
Hmm.
don't mean this to sound shady, but they one trick ponies, and people are already they teasing other music, and we're like, we don't care about this.
Right.
Like,
It's a one hit wonder, and that's the thing about
mhm,
sorry, TikTok is you hear a song from like some random artist and it gets played for like say like 4 weeks. After that, nothing.
mm,
And it's unfair to them. I mean, but at the same time, it's like, what are you talking about? And I'm here for female rap. So happy there's so many women out there. But a couple things. One,
mm,
amen. You know, you want to talk about your body, take control. You want to talk about sex, that's fine. But every
mm,
single person's going to talk about that. Give us
mm.
variety. Two, in the last, 2 months, all these girls are fighting. Like, what is going on? What is going on? And
The girls
three,
are fighting.
they are fighting. Three, wise, physically looking wise, everybody looks the same.
Mm.
Everybody, I know people
They
gonna
got the
say it's Nick,
BBLs.
but
They got Tay on the hair.
Before Nikki, it was Kim. Everybody's a carbon of Kim.
Mm.
Or really, they're following Nikki, but before Nikki, it was Kim. I
It
have
was
to
Kim.
say it. It was Kim. Even
Mm.
what's his name? Zachary Campbell said before Nikki, it was Kim.
Mm.
There's
Oh, you seen the
nobody.
video?
Hmm?
You seen this video?
Oh yeah, I sent it to you.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I
Yeah,
sent you, right?
it was. I mean, it was a lot. Now, I'm not. Look, what he said was true to a certain extent. I think that we need to keep it on.
Certain that you don't agree.
If we wanted to segue into that, but yeah, I mean, she should have kept it on the Grammys. Looking back, she should have kept it on the Grammys because now the attention is off on the Grammys and onto the
Hmm.
beef. And the Grammys can sit there and be in the background like, well, ain't got nothing to do with us. We ain't even have to make a statement no more.
Ooh. But you know what? Following that, the Grammys could have done this. Why not put it in both?
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that because it does
They,
sound.
yeah.
It gives. She raps, yes, but it's pop too. Pop is not really a certain type of song like a rock or an R&B or a reggae or a gospel. All those have certain sounds.
Yeah.
Pop could be Britney. Pop could be Beyonce. Pop can be whatever. A pop can be a rap
It's
song.
popular music.
It's pop. Whatever is popular. Because over here, a popular song could be something different that's in Germany, and the song that's playing in Germany may be different from one in Africa somewhere.
Yeah.
It depends where you are,
I think when it
and it
comes
depends.
to,
I don't really care. Yeah.
I feel like they both should have been on the rap. I feel like, honestly, yes,
Mm-hmm.
you can say that it's popular music, but we know why the Grammys did it.
Yeah.
They and that's why I said on my TikTok, I don't even know why she submits to them anymore at this point because it's there. You like you don't need them; they need you first of all because they're trying to get viewers any way they can. So yeah, let's sit there and nominate Nicki, but we're gonna put her in the pop category. So she goes up against Adele and Harry Styles. She ain't gonna win.
She's not gonna win. She is not gonna win. And
She
even
could have if she was in rap.
hmm?
She could have because I feel like Super Freaky Girl was a little. It kind of ate big energy a little bit.
It did. And it was the hype. I'll be honest.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like neither song.
You know, like
Is you know what? Shout outs to Lotto.
mm-hmm.
I'm not even mad at her. But going back to the music back then, even the MTV and the Grammy Awards was sickening.
Yeah.
Not
Now they
even
let everybody
now.
in, honey. They let anybody. Ooh, let me stop.
Not they let everybody in.
They let anybody in because let me just say this, and I'm not. It's no hate to Lotto at all, but let's be clear: the album flops. The
It
song
did.
did well. The song did well. Big energy in that other song that she got, but she's gonna get nominated. I mean, okay, fine. If Grammys want to be about numbers, if they don't want to be about numbers, we need to pick which one because before it was about numbers. Now it's about critically acclaimed and yada yada yada. This, that, and the third hype. And what is it? How are y'all awarding these people? Because clearly she didn't get the numbers, but she's getting nominated. It doesn't make any sense. It's someone that worked 10 plus years for this shit. I don't think her going, and I hate to change the directory. I don't know if I'm messing up what you had going
That's
on.
fine. I know how to redirect.
Right. But like, she should have kept it on to the Grammys. But I still feel like, look, hey, it's a little. I'll be mad too. Okay, it's like you sat there and you worked your entire life, okay, for something, and then somebody that and you opened the door, okay, person walked through that door that you opened, and they get more than you. Oh, I'm like, damn, okay, what I get? Well, I'm chopped liver. I'm just saying.
I understand that she,
Mm.
it is what
A
it
lot of ways
is.
to blame, though. She's not to blame.
She's not at all, not at
Mm-hmm.
all. And going back to how music was back then, a lot of the black artists weren't even nominated.
Yeah.
On these awards, barely. Sometimes some of them weren't even allowed in the buildings.
We going way back.
We going way back because
Uh-huh.
I'll honestly say this: back then, I
Mm-hmm.
think they used to cherish the art of music way better than how a lot of them are now, where it was harder for them to get a record or played on the radio or to be in the pop route. It will be like in the R&B, and it will be, and that time, like for instance, I've always thought James Brown had a rock sound to him. And I could be wrong. I really don't, that's my mama and them. Maybe not even really her. But it was very soulful, yes. But he also had like a rock. I don't know if you know who this person is. He passed away a couple years ago. What's his name again? Oh my God, what's this man's name?
Little Richard.
Tutti Frutti on Rudy. Tutti Frutti on Rudy. Little Richard. He had a rock sound.
Oh yeah, no, they were rock and roll.
What?
They were rock and roll. What they was put in certain categories, like
they was put in certain categories. The R&B section, aka, or I like to call it the nigga section.
Not the nigga section.
Diana Ross was very much, to me, pop. But a lot of them, Donna Summer. No, I live for me some Donna.
Honey was disco, right? She was disco.
She was disco, but her pop is listen to it. Beyonce got sampled one of her songs. Listen to a lot of Beyonce songs. I could see Donna Summer doing like a deja vu. It has a little bit of disco.
Now Beyonce was R&B though in the beginning. In the beginning, she was.
She really was, but she was very much pop. When you get into, let's talk about the Crazy in Love album. When she was Crazy in Love was very pop to me. It had R&B, but it's pop. Well, Dangerously in Love, is it? What was the name of the album? Dangerously in Love.
The first album.
Was it? Yeah, the first solo album.
What was it called? Dangerously in
Love. Crazy in Love was very, very pop. Burn, 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 burn. It was very pop.
I don't think that's.
It was R&B, but it was pop. It was very pop. I can hear like a Christina Aguilera do, even though Christina
pop
Aguilera
infused. I can say pop infused.
R&B. Huh?
I say pop infused.
Yeah, it's still pop.
But it's primarily R&B though. But they always put Beyonce in pop. I mean, she placed herself in pop. Look at all her albums.
I consider her a pop artist. R&B, yes, but also very pop.
What do you think Destiny's Child was?
R&B transitioning into pop. They didn't really have much pop songs though, but they became popular. Bootylicious is R&B, but because they sample Stevie, that's even smart. They sample Stevie Nicks, just like the White Wing does, sing a song.
When they gonna get rid of these? When they gonna get rid of these categories altogether? I feel like, and it might sound crazy, because they're already doing stuff like in other countries, and kind of some people got mad about it, but like they took away the gender category, so it's like best artist, best new artist, best pop, best hip hop, best R&B, instead of saying best women art, best men, best,
But what was the reason for it? Because I don't think, here's the thing, and this may go all the way
might get rid of categories like it's just a song.
Well, then that'll make no sense to me, because then what's the point? It's like the Emmys or the Grammys
Yeah.
or the Tonys. They're in categories for a reason.
But if
It's
we
not
keep
to
on
really
getting,
exclude
yeah,
everybody, but it's like to see who's the best of the best of the best. Like
right,
for
right.
instance, if there was a shirt, if there was a award for everybody that wears a do-rag, you can't
Mhm.
be in it.
Let me
But there's
just
a
say this.
reason for it.
Let me just say this though. If we keep getting artists like a Doja Cat, okay, like at one point Nicki, because Nicki was teeter tottering with rap and pop.
She was
Doja,
very pop.
Doja Cat is doing every
She's
fucking
very
thing.
pop. And I don't see nothing wrong with it. If that's the case, then let Doja Cat be nominated for rap. Let her be nominated for pop. Let her be nominated for best dance or whatever. They're different categories for a reason. But that to me, that's what makes a good artist.
They trying to put her in
Now,
R&B.
Let's talk about the state of music back then. Back then, the artists were put into categories, let's be honest, because they were black.
Because they were black, and
they were only seen as R&B artists. Even a Michael that was strictly pop. Even when he was in the Jackson 5, that's pop music.
Yeah.
Because then every other, let's call it the Osmonds, let's call a spade a spade. The Osmonds were wanted to be the White Jacksons. They sure wasn't.
I don't even know about them, child. You got to give me.
Do your Googles.
Okay.
They were brought on because the Jacksons were black and they didn't want no. Do your Googles.
Sounds about right.
Same damn sound. Let's talk about it. Even now, let's talk about Harry Styles. I don't know much about him, but some parts he has like an R&B sound to him.
He gets on my nerves, and it's not even because.
The queer baiting gotta stop, but that's another.
And he's a real nice person.
Day.
I can tell he's a real nice person, but yeah, he be queer baiting, and
that don't mean that you not queer baiting.
No, I'm just saying, like, he just seems like a nice person, but yeah, he be doing he does the bare minimum and gets everything for it, like literally everything for it. Like, I already talked about him before because I think with the whole policeman movie that he did, and he said, oh, there's not a lot of gay movies and content that has like the tenderness of love with two men, and it's just like, bitch, what?
But you're not even gay, so what are you doing? That's my question to him. Are you doing the in the words of Janet, are you doing the bending?
Are you doing the bending?
That's like everybody's like saying that recently. I don't even know why.
Oh, so you doing the bending?
Oh, so you doing the? I don't know why. Why are you in this fight, sir? This has nothing to do with you.
I think they'll still be like, oh, he's still exploring his sexuality, whatever.
That is fine, but it's
old as hell.
We know we're queer baiting, sir. We don't. That's fine. Please. So, but like I was saying before, the reason why a lot of black artists back then in the 70s, 80s, even 90s were put into these categories is because they were black.
Yeah, that's true. I can get with that. Yeah, that's definitely true. That's why the reason why like Whitney Houston didn't get as much awards as she did, and even in the black award shows, because around her time were there Soul Train Awards or whatever award shows that they.
I think it came out in the 80s or 90s. I'm not too sure.
But I know she wasn't getting awarded from black award shows, which because she was too pop. She was too pop for them, but too black for the white people. I mean, it's so unfortunate. Some artists really get slighted when it comes to awards. But to be honest, does awards really matter?
We're starting to realize that they really don't. Because who's to say that I'm a good artist or not?
I just found out Diana Ross never had a Grammy.
Taste is the same.
You heard me? I found out Diana Ross ain't never had a Grammy. I'm like, what? Eminem ain't never have a Grammy.
I don't care if he does. I'm not a fan of him anyway. But
I'm just saying, like these are prominent, like them or not, but these are prominent figures in music, and they never had Grammy. So that just begs the question, like, it's all for shits and giggles. Like it's like whichever label can kiss ass the best. You get what I'm saying? That's how.
It's all what they want. It's a bunch of and it's a bunch of old white people at this table saying who's good, but who's to say my music is good or not? So do we need these award shows? Or if we're doing these award shows, allow the audience, the listening audience, to pick what they want to hear,
Yeah.
to pick who's the best R&B artist, to pick who's the best pop artist, and so and so and so.
Mm. I'm not sure if it was him, and I hate to bring him up at this point, but
Kanye.
I remember he said something about awards and how it's just about this. It's about politics and just like, oh, it's not. He said something. That's when he was saying stuff that made sense. But he said something about the awards is just like some popularity thing, and that it's just not. It just made to make people feel inferior. Okay, now I'm sure it could have been either Drake or Kanye West. I'm not sure, but whoever it was, they were right about it because it just goes back down to when you went to high school and you had the honor roll and the perfect attendance, and people who never got those awards, they you kind of felt bad. I know me personally because I wasn't the sharpest tool in the dispense in the toolbox when it comes to grades and stuff like that and getting honor roll. But I remember feeling like bad because damn, I ain't getting nothing. And like mad people, other people, it just make you know what I'm saying. But then when I grew up and realized, girl, making money and making wealth for yourself is the award. Okay, I don't care about no piece of plastic, piece of metal, whatever you want to gold plated because it ain't real gold. Like it don't matter. And that's why when I say people get so frustrated and they argue over these awards, we know who. It shouldn't matter. It should not matter. Me personally, I wanted to be an actor. Okay, and if I think working as an actor and being in movies and shows or whatever, that's the greatest award you can ever get. And continuing to do that, I don't care about getting awarded for it.
Right. The nomination alone kind of gets you. You know what it does too? You getting nominated alone allows people that do not know you be like, who is this? Let me Google that person. And then when they see your repertoire, sometimes they're affiliated with your music. They start to like you. That's what happens to a lot of artists that I don't know about. If I see them like on award shows or at concerts, I'm like, who's this?
Who they?
And then I Google them. And even if they don't win anything, they already won because more people know you before
yeah,
they did, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
But I think award ceremonies now suck in general anyway. Back then I think they used to put their all in really trying to make a show better.
Yeah.
And the artists, because now I'll be on, there are a lot of there's a lot of older people that say there's no vocalists out there. There's a lot of good vocalists out there. They just don't get the shine. But even the ones that are in the spotlight now, there are a lot of artists that are in the spotlight that they don't try harder. They don't push like a Patty or a Aretha or even an Usher. Usher's almost 50 and Usher is still killing.
Yeah. Now, I don't know how accurate the movie was to her real life, but I remembered watching the Aretha movie and seeing that her first...
I haven't watched it yet.
Well, her first couple albums didn't do well. It took a minute for her stuff to actually blow up. So I think sometimes when we're looking at these new artists, maybe it's not going to be the first album. Maybe it's not going to be the second one. You know what I'm saying? Like,
look at Pharrell.
Yeah.
It took him some time.
I think that with Meg Thee Stallion, because a lot of people's like, oh my goodness, Meg Thee Stallion, her first two albums, like Good News and Traumazine, it just wasn't what it needed to be. But hey, look, she come up with,
but she's been out since 2016. I know her before she was met.
She wasn't dropping albums until 2020.
Right, like she was doing like little mixtapes when she was going by, but I mean she was still Megan Thee Stallion, but her alter ego was Tina Snow. And this is when her mother was still alive. Her mama was a rapper, and her mama would take her to the studio, and mama was still in college and rapping at the same time. But this is like before Big Old Freak. Big Old Freak was actually out a year before it started getting play on the radio.
Yeah,
I remember seeing it. I was like, this is on the radio, because I've been telling people about Megan Thee Stallion. They're like, oh, whatever, Nicki. And then when they made her Big Old Freak, everybody started to love Megan.
I remember when Megan was out there doing freestyles out her car.
Exactly.
I was like, wow, what if she blow up, and she did.
She did.
I think people are getting like the attention and but it's just I don't know, something about the music is not
Now it's
working.
like they're not pushing harder, or they're not really. It's like they get so lackadaisious and so comfortable with
Is it they
just.
fault though? Because I think a lot of these artists with their label, they
In
are
some cases, no.
yeah.
In some
Well,
cases, no.
here's my thing though, because I think this can translate into film also, because when you look at how Disney is literally milking the hell out of their franchises when it comes, especially Marvel, a lot of people are not feeling what Marvel has to offer, and they're putting out all these shows quickly, too quickly. Okay, it's
Mm-hmm.
years for new movies to come out
Mm-hmm.
because they took the time to make them. These people making movies in less than a year. Same with music. I think people are being forced to make this music, and if this song doesn't pop off, we're not gonna give you an album. We're not clearing. That's what's happening to Normani and Chloe. Then we
But
got people like
they always kind of been doing that too. Because look at TLC.
Mhm. They did that to TLC. See, I ain't know about this.
They with TLC, they was producing music, but at the same time, they wasn't getting money from their albums. When they did Fan Mail by themselves.
Yeah. No, but I'm
Fan Mail
saying,
was one of. I
yeah,
think Fan Mail was my first album or second album.
right.
I've had Fan Mail. Fan
So
Mail was
you're
an
saying
amazing album.
they were putting out singles, and some of the singles wasn't doing well, and they said, and their label told them, we're not dropping an album until you get like a single that becomes a hit.
Who, TLC?
TLC.
Yeah, I think so. That movie was actually pretty accurate because they had
Mhm.
their hands in that movie. It was actually really good. Did you ever see the documentary?
I seen the documentary, but I also seen the little biopic,
Yeah, the biopic,
Crazy
that's what I
Stupid
meant, the
Love.
biopic, and the things that they've been saying. Because what's her name? Pepper, whoever the woman that stole from them. Every cent they was made was being sent to her. They didn't have no money like that
Mm-hmm.
back in the
Yeah,
90s.
they had the 360
Mm-hmm.
deals.
But at the same time, I think in some cases money is handled better now than then.
Mm-hmm.
Because artists, even though some of them are producing whack records, they're a little bit smarter in the way how they manage their money. Back then, they didn't know anything about the money making aspect
Right.
of it. So they'll be, again, we say TLC, they would be making money. They were making song and hit after hit, but they wasn't seeing no coin from there until they did Fan Mail, really.
Mm-hmm. Do you think? Sometimes I think about this a lot. Do you think people are just tired of music?
No, I don't think so.
Or is it just solely based on the artist? Because I feel like
Solely based on the artist. And the thing is with people too, they want new things every minute.
mm-hmm.
Like a child, you buy a child a toy, they play with that thing for a week. Next week they want a different toy.
Mm-hmm.
I realize with us as humans, we get bored really easily, and that's not a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you look at it, 70s had a different sound from the 60s. 80s had a different sound from the 70s. 90s had a different sound from the 80s, and so forth and so forth. Even the music in the 2010s sounds different from now.
Mm-hmm.
People get bored really easy.
Yeah. I think so. I mean, I don't know. I think about it because it's just like, well, I mean, Renaissance came out and then kind of proved me wrong. But like, I was thinking about it for some time. It's just
Because
like
Beyonce did her homework.
every time new music comes out from one of these new artists, it's just like, unless you're like a Doja Cat, it gets some steam because Doja Cat's really killing it. Like when she came out with her Planet Her.
But I'll be honest, with Doja Cat, some of her sounds are very influenced by the old girls, Missy,
Mm-hmm.
Nicki in 20. Listen, I think
But it worked though. Like,
yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
uh-huh.
Back then, the sound was better.
Mm-hmm.
It was. 80s music was sickening. 90s music was sickening. 2000s music was sickening. Mm-hmm. But if you look at it, the people that are going back in time are the people that are grabbing all the old sounds are doing successful. Beyonce, Doja Cat, Lizzo. Um, I know we don't really, we even who we just said about that, Bruno Mars, even The
Yeah.
Weeknd. And I'm not a
Okay.
fan of The Weeknd, but his music slaps for a lot of people. Maybe not me, but his music slaps. But his sound has a very much a
Mm,
thriller aspect of it. That
yeah.
album, the Thriller album, The Weeknd's whole life story is the Thriller. It
Like
sounds like
80s horror almost.
basically that song. That's Michael Thriller right there.
Mm, yeah.
That's the Thriller album right
He,
there.
he's falling off a little bit too because that last album, I
I
forget
never got into him like that. I did
what.
like the song he had for 50 Shades of Grey or whatever, however that movie was called. Never watched the movie, but I did
Oh
like
yeah,
that
I remember.
song.
I hated that song. Everyone loved it.
You did? I
I,
love the violin
I
aspect of
hate
it.
songs that everybody loves because it's okay. I mean, sure. I mean, I got into some of the weekend stuff. Like, I like music that is not a hit. Like some of the album music, when I listen to the album, it's like, oh, this is a good song. Let me take this. Like, even when you look at like the Beyonce album, everyone loves Cuff It, and I think the other one is
I like Cuff It, but it's not my favorite though.
Cuff It. I mean, look, I listen to Virgo's Groove because I didn't feel Virgo's Groove at first,
I
but
did
now
at first. I
I get
don't
into
like
it
it
every
that
day.
much now.
I know I get into it every day now. Like
You
I gotta,
do? I
yeah.
still love Heated.
Yeah, he
I
now
will
see,
never
I
stop
kind of
loving
slow
Heated.
down with Heated.
I
I slow
didn't.
down
Well,
and
that's
Alien
what
Superstar.
I started listening to Move Out the Way a lot because I did not know that was Grace Jones.
Oh wow,
Move
The
out the
Grace
way.
Jones?
That lady that's saying that's Grace Jones. And Grace Jones does not collab with anyone at
She
all.
does not. You see what she said about Gaga that time?
She did, but
Woo, that was
Grace, a
me.
lot of Gaga is you, actually. Hey, what's that extra smoke dragon? How you doing?
The way she was like,
But
when I talked to her, I said, she seems like a empty canvas with no face. I said, when you find your personality, come back to me. Come back to me. I'll work
now
out.
I'll be honest, a lot of you old girls are doing too much. Sometimes
Mm,
y'all be in your bag, sometimes y'all be in your feelings. And that side of the old school I don't like. It shows that
mm-hmm.
it kind of shows what Nikki is, how Nikki is now. No
Oh,
shade. Because
well,
Nikki
look,
giving you bitter, girl. She is. She
mm,
giving you bitter.
it's giving mana. Because
Is
remember,
giving bitter.
that was a time too. I remember. I don't know. I don't know where it comes from. I don't know if it's like a woman thing or something like that. Like when it comes to people that's in the industry, but like they do kind of get like a little like you don't have to act like that. Like it is,
Mm-mm. No one's gonna take
Anyway,
your
with
legend status away from
yeah,
you.
but
That's why I
Nikki's
love
still going.
Gladys
Like
Knight.
she's
Gladys
still
Knight is
yeah.
nice. They say Gladys
Mm-hmm.
Knight. And here's the thing too. I'm realizing a lot of these new celebrities, these new artists are kind of cocky for no damn reason. The baby. Sit down.
The blackballed.
The black literally his head look like a big black ball.
Oh, well, you know what I said about him last week, y'all. Bye.
Listen. He looked like a damn bobblehead. I said what I said. He does give me bobblehead
Oh,
vibes.
boy, yeah.
But a lot of them are so cocky. And I'm like, cocky for what? For what?
No reason.
And there's so many artists. NFA Chopper, and I'm probably saying his name wrong, but most of them are
NLE.
famous. Blueface, but most of y'all are famous from. I know y'all because of the internet. I don't know none of your songs.
I don't know.
The one that's dating Holly,
Oh, that's a D. I don't know how to
DD
pronounce.
whatever, DG whatever.
He's a streamer, ain't he? He a YouTuber. Like he go on YouTube. Like he ain't no rap. I mean, he raps.
But
Everybody
they are.
artists.
What is
Gonna be
this?
artists. Oh, child. Now we got the child. Now we got what is this? Not the promo.
No, it's a damn thing in here.
Mm-hmm.
It's a doggone Anyway, but You know what, Jason, you're right, but there are, like we said before you came in, there are a lot of artists that do have the potential to be like a Grace Jones, and
Mhm.
oh my God, how did his name just escape me? Never Too Much, Never Too Much. I love him, by the way.
Oh, is that a?
Luther
Oh,
Vandross. How did I
I was
forget?
about. I was
To
thinking of
be
it
a
too. I was.
Luther, to be a Barry White. They do have a lot of artists out there that have the potential to be another Missy Elliott, to be another Salt and Pepper, to be another Usher. They have a lot of them. They are just not getting the same wave flow. They're not getting the same. Duran Bernard can sing his ass off.
Mm.
But here's the thing, too. Let's go to the LGBT side of it.
Oh.
Yes, we're getting people like a Saucy Santana. Yes, we're getting people like a Little Nas X. But why we're not um seeing people like a, what's his name? I just said his name, Bernard Duran or a Terrell that can sing the ass off. And I'm not taking nothing away from Saucy Santana and Little Nas X. Not saying that they're not talented, but if you want to go back to people giving you an old school sound, people that actually the Bernard, I'm probably saying his name wrong. Bernard Duran Bernard, or however you say his name.
I know who you talking. I follow him. He is fine and he sing.
He's goofy fine. He's
I like
goofy.
Goofy Fine. I like
I
Goofy Fine.
do. He be making me laugh with his eyes. Be like, no, no. He is hilarious. He's good.
Yeah.
Also, another artist that can sing his ass off. Oh my God, what's his name? He just came out as bisexual too. I forgot his name.
Mm.
Oh my God, what's his name? Oh, and an old boy from Pose too can sing his ass off. That played
The old
Ricky.
boy from Hose.
Ricky can sing.
Ricky. Oh, you talking about yeah.
Delon Burnside can sing
Damon.
his ass off. You think the industry has changed these artists? Again, I have to say not all of them, but the thing is because they're not. I think well, you did say that the industry itself, not necessarily the artists.
Jesse Smollett.
I mean Jesse, yeah, but he's
It
not what.
lyrically no. Like it's about
Oh,
singing, but
Nerza,
it's
he's
also,
actually he can sing. He can sing. But here's the thing
I
about
mean
that. He's
lyrically as in
not
words.
giving the type of, if you look, he's not giving the type of gay that people want. What's his name? Frank Ocean sing his butt off. But who does he mostly cater to?
White or straight.
Exactly. Little Nas X. We wanted to see him in concert, love him to death. Who does he mostly cater to?
I'd say, well, I would say whites right
Yeah,
now.
and he comes off as pop as well too.
Yeah,
But
but that's
also,
that has to do with that has to do with our culture and our culture, Black people's perception on gay people. So that's
but
I
right,
think
but let's go to
yeah.
Saucy Santana. He is getting played in black spaces. Shout outs to Madonna pulling him up on stage. That's not really pulling him up on stage, but performing with him because of the whole Material Girl thing. I don't know who
Material
Ocean
Girl.
is. See,
Frank
that's what I'm
Ocean.
talking about. I don't even know who Ocean is.
I think you mean Frank Ocean.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. I thought he meant like Ocean, like the word the just person named Ocean. Saucy Santana, because he's that ghetto, but
City
because he
Girl.
is the stereotypical, he's gonna get the airplay, and it's
I don't think.
unfortunate.
I think for a long time that type of gay was not
It
allowed.
wasn't. It wasn't.
So I think that there is a space for the LGBT artists like Frank Ocean. Even
Mhm.
even 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 if you want to say like Lil Nas X is becoming more feminine now with his outfits, he still is
But is
mask.
that him though? I don't
He's
think that's
still,
him all the way.
and I think he's still mask presenting because when you hear him
Very
talk,
much so. Very much
he
so.
sound
There's
like a
nothing wrong with
regular
that.
hood nigga from Atlanta. Okay.
Hmm.
The only thing feminine about him is how he presents himself. But 9 times out of he recently just been dressing real boyish. which I think is not an issue. That's what he wants to do. He's just, I think, well, I don't know if he's just now coming out, but you go through that period of, going through phases of there's different variations when you're finding yourself in this community. Um, Saucy Santana is the only one that is this braggadocious, out there, extra feminine. I mean, if you want to call Kid Ken, he's definitely coming up too. But
Who?
you never heard of Kid Ken? He's a rapper.
Oh,
Kid,
the cute little butch queen with the blonde hair.
with the blonde hair, yeah. No, Pink.
Yeah, but he's not big like that though. He's not big like Saucy is
He's
getting
not big like that. Yeah. Well, I mean,
or you know what? Let's even put it in another direction. Todrick Hall.
I ain't got nothing to say about him. Anyway.
I mean, he is a bit true story. Prior this year, I saw him in real life. He's short. I was walking the streets of New York, and I'm like, this person stared at me. I was like, why does he look familiar? I was like, then when he got close, I said, oh, you're you. I was like, hi. He's like, hi, how you doing? He didn't smile or nothing, but he was cordial. But he did have he was in between two white people.
Exactly.
But that's enough.
Well, that's a whole nother topic on how our people we get up into this industry. We only see white.
This is facts. But for the positive, even though it kind of does seem like they're still outcasting certain LGBT people, it's better. The state of music now for the LGBT community, especially the Black community, it's a little better than back then. Because let's call a spade a spade. Tevin Campbell.
He just now coming out, child.
Luther Vandross
never came out, but see, that was some messy shit that Andy did with what's her name, LaBelle, gonna sit there and be like, oh well, how did my sexuality? And he like, yeah, well he never had anybody to know. I'm like, and the family was mad at her. Well, I mean, look, it has. There's going to be an artist that is, going to be LGBT, and it's not going to give you the stereotypical LGBT. I do believe that's possible. I mean, it probably is going to have to take one of these male artists to come out. Let's be clear, child, because But I mean,
there are artists that are not. If I can remember this guy's name, I cannot find him.
I don't think that there's a calculated push. I don't think that there's a calculated push for the stereotypical gay to be famous in any type of space, whether we're talking about music or entertainment in general.
Because he gives you masculine.
Oh,
why when I put by R&B artists, they put old boy from Chase in Atlanta. That's a gospel artist.
No, Aaron.
Yeah.
How they saying he paid for? Oh, let me stop.
There's let's talk about Big Frida. And there would never have been a Big Frida.
Oh no, bitch. Yes.
Yes, Big Frida accent. I'm here for the Big Frida accent.
Okay. I sound just like
brother.
Huh?
Taylor, what's his name? Taylor something. What's his name's brother?
Frank,
Azalea Banks is queer. No, she's not.
Chase, Chance the Rapper's brother.
There would never been a Kalani.
Man, look, it could have been.
I love Kalani. Oh, the Kalani's new album is. See, even though people know her, no one's really listening to her. Her album hit. Her album this year was hit.
I mean,
that's not on that. Is that on? I don't think that's on. That's not even her song. She's featured in that, right?
Not somebody from Chasing just like my video.
Who? I did the other day. Well, a couple months before the show came out, I did I reacted to the trailer for Chasing LA, and Hershey was in my comments. I love Hershey though. Hershey,
yes,
cool. He was laughing because I said, "Wait, does he have a child?" And he said, "Not." And he laughed at that comment. I was like, "Oh, sorry."
Yeah, we're mutuals on TikTok, but I recently just interviewed him. Big fun. I love Hershey.
Angel Hayes is a lesbian.
Angel, who that?
I've heard of her. I just didn't know what she looked like. I know who K Tranada is. He's a DJ though.
You know Kim Petras or
Kim Petras. We was talking about Kim Petras last. Remember, she's on. I said, she's trans.
yeah.
She's on the Unholy song.
Mm-hmm.
I love, but she has a song. She kind of fits into like this. Her songs are very airy. She has a song I play every Halloween. There Will Be Blood. My jam.
Yeah.
There will be blood.
Oh, okay.
Love. You never heard of that?
No, I mean I listened to a lot of Kim Petras song. I didn't know she was trans at all until somebody said it. Like I was like, wow.
The lead singer of the internet, Taylor Bennett. That's what I meant.
That's Chance the Rapper's brother, right?
Mm-hmm. They got Todrick Hall on this list. They got Kalani. They don't have this guy. I forgot his name, but he can sing. Like he's amazing. But
right,
her last hit was on. Don't do that. That is not true. Don't do that here. No. We don't talk.
We look.
I gotta give you.
You will not.
I gotta give you the Candyman treatment.
You will not bring that man here. Okay.
No. Don't say it. Don't say it. That's not even true. Y'all trying to be shady. Kalani hits. Y'all need to get into.
You just make me ring. Let me see.
I forgot this man's name, but he was on Terrell's show multiple times. And then last year he came out as bi, but he's an amazing talent. I forgot his name. I'm gonna remember it when we get off here.
What about Bad Bunny? Oh, well, let's see, that's not in our community, but Bad Bunny.
It's not. We could talk, but I don't think Bad Bunny's queer. I just think he's comfortable in who he is.
I thought he said he was bi though.
Did he?
I think so. I think he said somewhere he was bi.
Janelle Monáe. But
yes, I love her.
We still want to know about Prince.
Prince wasn't apparently. I don't think Prince was. I think Prince was because I said someone told me he was actually the opposite. Like he was homophobic.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
But you over here corroborating,
showing your ass every second,
showing your pale chicken cutlets that we don't want to see. Because I'll be honest, that was not.
The light ones get away with everything, child. Let me tell you. Let's talk about it. I think that has to do with colorism.
Colorism can be a whole discussion another time.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say, for the most part, not even for the most part, the state of music has changed for good and bad. There is a lot of inclusion, but sometimes that inclusion is including bad music. Sometimes that inclusion is including bad music.
Well, what do you think it's going to take for music to get better?
Oh, then that kind of, and I'm probably going to contradict myself. What is good music now? Like, what is the definition of good music? If we're comparing it to how it was back then, y'all going to have to take it seriously than what it is. Because maybe the reason why people are not taking it serious, maybe because music is so easy to get in right now. Somebody saying, that's a word. Music is easy to get into right now.
And people with these labels, at the end of the day, they are getting this boatloads of money to promote their music and got to pay it back to these labels. These labels don't care if you flop because you're going to owe them in the long run anyway. You get all these brand deals and all this other stuff that you get from being famous, and it goes right back to them. So it really doesn't matter if music is good or not to them. And that's where I say is music dying. I
don't think music will ever die because the way how music heals people, it never will. Never heal. Would it change or will it evolve, whether for the good or the bad? Yeah, but I don't think it'll ever die. I don't think it'll ever die at all.
Because I know a lot of people it's in older generations than me, like Generation X and Generation the Boomers. Okay. They say music is dead and I don't ever want to get to that point in my life where I'm just like. But
that's the reason why I actually listen. Like I say, I may not listen to what's on the radio or what people may deem as hot. I do listen to artists that are out right now. It's just that they don't get the radio play that they deserve. I would never say get to that point because I don't like when people say, "Oh, music is not like how it used to be." That is not true. There are artists that are
Mhm.
are very similar to a Luther, a Patty, and a Missy. You know, they're taking that, they're taking, they're learning from those people.
Mhm.
But because music is evolving every decade, do people still want to hear that? I do.
Mhm.
I'll be honest, Extra Smoke, Silk Sonic is okay. They're okay. I'm not a big fan of Bruno Mars. His first album,
He was top.
that hit.
I loved it. I loved everything about it. But when he
Best
started
album,
doing,
Grenade. That
okay,
man wrote. If he didn't write
grenade.
that, whoever wrote that song,
Yeah. But then also I love Locked Out of Heaven, like Locked Out of Heaven. Like that stuff was, it was him and it was different. I think what he's doing now is this karaoke music, and he's trying to sound like, and somebody said this a
looking
long,
out the window.
some of them 90s revival art sound is over. I hate reboots. Yeah, it's not reboots. But no,
I
like
mean,
for real.
it is kind of rebooted, but is it a reboot or is it? That's the thing. I think a lot of older, and I'm gonna say it, and I don't care. A lot of people that grew up in the 80s and 90s, it's not that they don't think that the music sucks. They don't want to listen to it.
Yeah.
Rather, even if it's good and they know in their spirit that it's good, they're not going to admit that. I'm be honest. A lot of people like to be stuck in their ways.
Yeah, they want their artists to come back and save the day with music. Y'all artists is sitting at home.
I
That's
won't
it.
even say that because, and then, but here's the thing: it goes vice versa. Because even if like a Usher was supposed to do an album right now and it was slap, these young people are not going to want to hear it.
Yeah, they don't want to hear no Usher
On
child.
both sides, it's like y'all don't want to accept things. So in a way, y'all are contributing to the death of music. I mean, not the death of music, but the way how music is right now. Somebody grab that word.
Mm,
The most I do is give people a chance.
yeah,
If it's garbage, ball it up and throw it away.
true. Well, I don't know. We'll definitely have to see about that. The P Diddy style of taking old hit and giving it new lines is over. Oh, now see, I don't know
But
about
what do
that.
you mean? I don't know exactly, but you're kind of playing to what I said. Y'all are not going to listen to the new music right now because y'all don't want to. It's not that it suck. Well, some of it do suck, but back then there were songs that sucked as well. What it is, a lot of the artists that are coming out that are good, a lot of y'all don't even want to hear them.
Y'all don't hear them, and I think because some, like, I went on a R&B and hip hop playlist on Apple Music,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just like a playlist of just of the stuff
Right.
created by them.
For
There was so
instance,
many good
I'm not going
music
to
I never
expose
heard.
this YouTuber. I love them to death. If they're listening, my spirit says yes. In fact, I am going to I am going to put this on my IG and tag them in it, but I'm gonna minimize their name
Mm-hmm.
because I want them to hear this. I was in their chat Saturday and they were talking about Lucky Day. I cannot get enough of him. I've been saying for like years and years and years before COVID came around. I said, why is he not on Afropunk? And then this year he was featured in Afropunk. So this person was like, I ain't listening to Lucky Day. I don't care, da da da. And I hear people talking about him, but I don't want to listen to it. And I was in the chat. I said, listen, he's the same age as us. Lucky Day is 37. When I said that, oh, I'll give him a chance. And I was like, really? Y'all need to just give people a chance.
Yeah, definitely. I don't want to hear
But
no.
you're kind of proving what I'm saying.
Well,
You're kind of proving what I'm saying.
let me just say this though. Because I know what's her name? Tiana Taylor came out with an album that was very old R&B esque, and it didn't work for her.
They didn't give it to.
I think we want new sound. When the reason why Renaissance did well is because yes, she took old elements, but she took those old elements and she made it into something new. She infused it with her sound.
But do you like it? I didn't hear you say that you liked it.
My son is 26. He sends me new music. It's
Do you hear what I hear? But what I'm saying is that it's on both sides. The older folk don't want to hear the new folk. The new folk don't want to hear the older folk. But then y'all still sampling each other.
Yeah, and I remember like Prince said, he said one day they're going to sample the sample.
Which they are now.
Yeah. It's so
Which
many.
they are now.
Yeah.
But so is the older folk are going younger. When God bless her, when Aretha Franklin was on the Tonight Show or some show singing Adele, you could have had it. Ooh. Remember when she sang Adele?
Hey, remember when Taylor Swift did that? Do you remember?
Who?
Taylor Swift.
I don't want to remember nothing that she got to say. The only thing I liked from her was Bad Blood, and that was it.
She tried to sing that Earth, Wind, and Fire. I'm like, girl, if you'll sit your ass down.
But she's still new. You listen to 80s stuff. You're still proving what I'm saying. You know, Beyonce is now. A lot of people don't like Beyonce.
I don't think a lot of people don't like Beyonce. I don't think that's
no, they don't like Beyonce.
Who don't?
And
like
I'm not
Beyonce?
a fan of Jay-Z because he's an asshole. Been saying that he was an asshole since I was a teenager. Never liked him.
Okay, so not liking somebody but the music though, like Jay-Z, like 4 was that.
Oh, his music is amazing, but there are a lot of people that because they don't like the person, they're not gonna give them a chance.
Yeah.
Azalea Banks is a horrible person, but 212 slaps.
Okay.
Hey yo.
So what about the other one? Let me in your eye, you know.
What's your playlist? Because you ratted on Kalani, you ratted on Beyonce. You said that the way how P. Diddy used to do, nobody can do it no more.
P. Diddy had a run of being an artist, but that was so like he.
But the way how he did it was like actually. You don't listen to 80s music? I do.
I do too. I listen to 80s pop.
That's 70s though.
I listen to 80s pop. That's about it. Kate, give me some Kate Bush.
Okay, that's good. I love reading. Reading is fundamental. I love reading. Sometimes I read Shakespeare, Socrates, Homer.
Oh, we done got the English child.
Oh, I'm an English fanatic. I'm a literature fan. In college, they used to have me tutor people to write paper. They'd be like, y'all want somebody to write a paper? Go to him. He knows how to write papers. Now math, sucked. But anything, I mean, we're basically through. I'll wrap it up by saying this. Music today is for the good and the bad. There are some people that are pushing their music and are going around the same route how the old school people used to do it. But now it's a lot of microwave music, a lot of ready-done music. And it's a lot of people they make a song, William the Baddest, online, and then all of a sudden they're famous.
William the who?
Song is trash.
Then we got the period girl.
Oh my God.
Not you spraying it with the rays.
Spray her. Othello. Listen, a lot of people didn't know that Othello or more was about a rich black man. Don't get me started. What did you do?
Okay, wait. But all right, on Othello, the one I forgot his name, but the one that was jealous of.
He was white. Racism. That was all about racism.
I heard he was. Now, see, the theory was, and I remember my English teacher told us.
I have to read it again.
That he could have been gay, and he was in love with Othello.
I didn't get that. I thought
because he was jealous of the girlfriend.
Because with Shakespeare,
he was jealous of the girlfriend.
Shakespeare would have a whole bunch of stories, and Shakespeare was the.
It would have you thinking like, why are you really jealous of this? Because he was jealous of Othello's girlfriend. I think he ended up killing her or something, right?
I can't remember exactly how Othello killed her was it in a madness? No, it was the friend tricked him to kill her.
And then he killed himself at the end, right?
I don't remember.
Yeah, we gotta look back at that. But I remember
I have a whole Shakespeare works. I will show you after this.
Yeah.
I love Shakespeare. Like, we should do a podcast about Shakespeare.
Okay.
Because Shakespeare that's why they keep making so many retellings of them, because Shakespeare is so prevalent today.
Yeah.
I
I
will
want
bump it up on my list. I want to talk about it.
to.
What
Okay.
Othello? Taming of the Shrew is one is or an adaptation of that is one of my favorite movies ever. 10 Things I Hate About You. A Midsummer Night's Dream.
Yeah, that was definitely something. That I remember.
I
I wrote
want
that
to know
in.
if they was on drugs, like
They
it was
could have been,
supposed.
yeah. If they was
Speaking of Lewis Carroll, Alice in Wonderland.
through the Looking Glass.
You can't tell me he was not high.
Ain't no way in the world. But see, even the cartoon, not even the movie that just came out recently, but like the old cartoon, the Disney version. Like when I watched it, I'm like, this don't make no
That
sense.
is, as
It's
an
all
adult,
over
as a
the
kid,
place.
you laugh at it and you don't even know what's going on. You just like the colors.
What?
I just like the colors in that. But speaking about Frank Oz, The Wizard of Oz is very political.
In what way?
Okay. Dorothy, I forgot what she represents, but the Scarecrow represents farmers. The Tin Man represents like the industrial workers. I forgot what the line represents, but here's the kicker. Guess who Toto represents?
Niggas.
Yes.
Yeah, probably.
No, he did.
That's terrible.
But anyway, this is I think there are quite a few artists that are out right now. And here's the thing about a side note, Breakfast Club. Y'all are interviewing all these amazing indie artists. Why you're not playing them on their platform?
Hello.
And with that, I would like to say, Darren, do you have anything else to add to this conversation before we go?
Nope, I do not have anything else to add. All I would have to say is just listen to music. Go on whatever listening stream platform you listen to.
Yeah.
Go on the radio sections. Go on the playlisting and just surf through the music. I used to have time to do that too. Before I started working a full-time job, I used to sit down and actually like listen to like different music to get a feel of what I want to listen to, because I ain't had no car, I ain't had no radio. You know what I'm saying? Like radio was not, and I don't feel like going online looking for no radio station. But yeah.
I mean, I have iHeartRadio. I don't pay for it anymore. I found a way how to get it for free, because I'm like, why am I paying for this when I could go online and get it for free?
Not the freebie.
The free. The free. Oh. Anyway.
I get the free movies though, because honey, Soap by Day. Oh, child.
Well, anyway, thank you all for coming. Thank you for listening to our third episode of Music Maker Mondays. Next week, we are going to be interviewing a amazing young lady by the name of Alex Phoenix. Okay. She is an independent artist. I met her through a friend, but her music is actually really good. Speaking about music at the state of today. And I like to interview people that are making music with a change, with substance. And her music is really good. And I think, we'll talk about that later. Yeah. But anyway, thank you, everybody. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And anything you want to say, Darren?
No, just go ahead and follow me at the Darren Green Show. That's
Darren Green Show.
Hello. Podcast coming out soon.
Come on, podcast. And a lot of extra goodies are coming out my way too. Stay tuned for Vlogoween. I have not really been posting for Vlogoween. That's because I've been working a lot. I have a lot of stuff that I film. I just need to edit it. But more stuff. 31 days of Vlogoween, and I will talk to you guys later.
All right. Bye.
Bye. If it
Nope. We still recording?
It didn't even work. It's